Countdowns are dumb. We're skipping the countdown. What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. I hope everyone is doing well. Before we get into it, Jackson is watching on the TV downstairs and was sad when I ran upstairs right now. So I gotta say hi, Jack. Hi, Jackson. He's watching with Aaron downstairs. So if we can get hi Jack in chat or hi Jackson, we'll start the stream off with that. So thanks for being here, everybody. I am looking forward to getting up and going, returning to the Positron JourneyMaker build. And then funny enough, the LDO Positron kit showed up a few days ago. So when this is done, then I think we'll probably be jumping to the MMU3 build because that did show up first. And then we'll be jumping into Positron again. So it's a Positron quarter. Q3 is the quarter of the Positron. Speaking of Positron, Nomads is in the house. How's it going? Welcome. Thank you for becoming a member. Nice is here. Hey, Aaron. Hobo's in the house. Happy Wednesday. I hope you all are having a less fun. Oh, no. Sorry to hear that. Dark Third, just to let you know, I got an email this morning from saying my package from Polymaker's on its way. I'm assuming that's Polymaker. Fantastic. That's great to hear. I haven't, I created the ticket with Polymaker about your... Is the air on? It is so hot. Hold on, I'm gonna try to lower it a little bit. I'm already hot and we've not even gotten past the intro. That is not a good sign. Let's try to drop it. It's so freaking hot. I don't know how it is everywhere else, but we have not had a high underneath 100 degrees and there's no break in sight. Like, I keep looking daily, but yeah, this is our current forecast here. 101 today, 103, 104, 106, 105, 106, 105, 103. It's just like, what the hell? It just no ending. So it's rough. Hey, Nuno. Hey, AW. Pop away. Lisa's here. Pat, thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Hey, Tor. It's 68 currently in Central Cali. First few days under 100 outside. Enjoy it for me, man. I haven't, like, other than watering the plants at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, I have not gone outside. It's so hot. It's so freaking hot. 38 Celsius increase. Oof. UK News is saying 30C on Friday is a heat wave. I'll take 30C. Hey, Bearded Bucket. Hey, Dutch. If I didn't say that, I don't understand freedom units. How does that convert? So, like, let's just take our average of 103. So, Fahrenheit. Let's just go F to C. That should do it. Yeah. So 103 is approximately 39. Oh, you can't see that. 39.44 Celsius. So it is hot. It is very hot. If the camera angle, I was trying to get it set up. I feel like it's lower than normal, but it normally does show this area of the workbench. So let me know. I can change the camera. Also, I don't know if Nuno's, no, not Nuno, Nuno is here. Nappin is here because I finally got the filament shelves done. It took a ton of work. Let me show. I'm gonna do a video. There will be a full video on it probably in like a week and a half, just kind of covering a bit of it, but you can only see a little bit of it here. Let's see. Check it. This is what the last, like, I don't know, 3 days of my life has been. Maybe not 3 days, probably a little bit of an exaggeration, but definitely like 2 days. All the filament that was scattered around the house and in my, you can't see it, but like all this was on the ground in this closet you can walk in here now. It's so freaking nice. I'm very happy that it turned out. The only thing you need more. So real quickly, it's similar to RepRack in that it uses the conduit, like 1/2-inch conduit. My initial plan was to print out slip rods, which is also a Pooch Repcore thing, to cover all of the conduit just to make it look a little nicer. But that's a lot of printing. And part of the reason why this project took a back seat is because of scope creep. Initially, this is all I wanted to do, but then I was like, I'm gonna add LEDs, I'm gonna add slip covers and do, you know, a few other things to it. And so that kind of like kicked the can down the road. And I was finally got to the point where I'm like, no. The purpose of this is to get filament off the ground in a place where I can see, you know, what I have for projects and stuff like that. So I finally built the final shelf. Cutting these pipes was awful. There was 48 of them, so 16 per shelf. And I don't know, I looked for Can you see my face? Here I am. Yeah. I looked for some kind of an automatic conduit cutter, and I didn't really see much of anything when I looked previously. So all of it was manually with like you know, a hand tool, and it sucked. It was rough. But yeah, so I cut 48 conduit pipes, and then it uses this super cool little jig. I don't know if I can even see. Yeah, you can see me. So this jig is I can't really show it, but let's see. Can you see this? No, you can't see that. So it basically works like this, where it goes up against the front lip of the shelf, and then the filament, the conduit holders slot into here nicely, so it spaces everything perfectly for you. So you drill one side in, you pop this on top of it, pop the other one on top, drill, then keep going all the way. So super handy jig. If it wasn't for this, it would have taken me an eternity to like mark everything, and I'm sure I would have screwed up, but this made it a lot nicer. Then the last thing that needs to happen, which is coming today, is these are very narrow and tall bookshelves. And so if someone like Jackson were to pull on them, they will fall. And each one of these holds approximately 80 rolls of material. So it's a lot of weight. So I've got anchors coming in today that I'll be drilling into studs just to reinforce them. But I'm so happy. It was a lot of work, but man, it feels so much better than than how it's been. It's been a very, very long project in the works. Hold on, let me get you guys back to where you need to be. Helmet test. Helmet test. Wait, what is the helmet test? Yeah, so the plan is to separate them by material type. Right now, everything is just on there, so there's no sort of organization, but the plan is like start with PLA, then an ABS, then PTG, then sort of assorted after that, and then try to color coordinate them to an extent. But I'm not in a rush. Like, just having everything in one place is such a, like, I can breathe. I can breathe. So, guy at Home Depot cut them for me? No way. That's amazing. I'm pretty sure, so I ended up getting these at Lowe's. Home Depot, I can't remember if they were, I don't know why I didn't end up getting them at Home Depot. I never go to Lowe's, but I went to Lowe's, and Lowe's helped me load these up. They were, was it 10 foot long? They just fit in the Corolla. I put the trunk down, and diagonally from the trunk to the passenger seat underneath the glove box, it was a perfect fit. So, the jig in the template is from, let me show you guys this real quick. Well, we're gonna build, I promise. We're gonna build. Let's see. So if I type in Billy, there we go, filament rack. And this is called the Filabilly. Here we go. So this is it. And you've got the, here we go, spacer template. So it's in this, let me post this just if anyone wants to take a look at it. There we go. Yeah, and you can, so it was fairly inexpensive. I mean, it's more expensive than a rep rack, obviously, because you have this Billy bookcase, but I want to say that these bookcases, I don't think I spent more than, oh, why can't I spell? Billy, IKEA. Are they like $80? $70. So for a bookcase, they're fairly inexpensive. And I actually meant to get it in white. The original plan was white, and then they showed up after waiting months because we don't have IQs here, so I had to use a freight company, and it's like, delivery is wild as far as how long you have to wait. And I realized I thought they sent the wrong one, but I looked at my original order and I had screwed up. So I was like, all right, well, beach, what is this? Birch, I guess it's called Birch Effect, but that's what I ended up going with. And they do have, if you want to get really fancy, but they are expensive, if I go under makes, they do sell at IKEA glass front covers for them. So you can get glass front covers for them, which do look really freaking nice. The issue is that the front covers made out of glass are more expensive than the entire bookcase. Like, where is, let me see, Billy glass doors? Or do you have to buy them with? Oh, maybe I'm a liar. No, glass door. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought you could buy the glass separately. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can't buy the glass separately, so rip. I wasn't gonna do it anyway though, because the one with glass is you know, $190 versus $70. So, and I've always had my filament kind of open like this, so it's not that big of a deal, but for some it might be nice. But yeah, that's what's been going on here. Let's see, what did I miss? Have you got room for extra rolls? I don't. So my math was slightly off. I thought that I was gonna have enough room for all the filament and still have like a shelf left over. It ended up being that I didn't even have enough for all the filament. There's probably 20 rolls in the garage, and then I have like 5 up top, so I was super close. But to add insult to injury, I got a package in this morning that I wasn't expecting from Bamboo Lab, and it was 3 rolls of filament. And I opened it on I got it from the front door, opened it on the kitchen island, and Aaron and me just kind of looked at each other because it's like, of course. I told her last night I was so proud. I was like, look at this. And I said, now as long as I don't get a single more spool of filament, we'll be okay. So I gotta print more, I guess. I gotta find some big projects to use some filament up on. So anyways, that's what's going on here. I hope everybody is doing well. Lucky you can store filament into open. Yeah, I am quite lucky. I don't know where I lived before, it was really not bad. Nampa humidity. So today, yeah, our humidity is 25% outside today, which I feel like that's pretty normal. Around 20% seems to be for our summers pretty standard. But I do like PETG I still have to dry, TPUs I have to dry, nylons I have to dry, and occasional the odd spool. But generally speaking, PLA, ABS, ASA, I'm good with. Which is a lot of the filament. I would say that makes up 90% probably, and the other 10% is PTG, and then, you know, assorted varieties. Hey, Stuart. Hey, Viking, if I didn't say that, you never show us how the Star Wars helmet fit. I didn't? I put it on. My rule for the new apartment, only store what I intend to use in the upcoming 3 months at most. It's a fantastic rule to have. This is, I mean, a lot of this is like, I started 3D printing in 2014, and I've always been a bit of a filament hoarder. And so it started with like the 10 rolls I had at my buddy's house, and then it sort of built up, you know, 10 spools turns to 30 spools turns to 50 spools turns. And then the last probably 24 months has been the biggest increase in filament, more than I even realized. When we moved in here, I threw everything in the closet just because I needed to clear space out. And I didn't really have any idea of how much filament there was here, and it's a lot. Print door frames and use plexi. I could. I kind of like the open form factor. Also the issue is too is that I have a workbench right here, so this was supposed to be a second studio set. So these 3 filament racks are centered perfectly on this workbench, and if I add doors to it, reflection sucks. Like reflection for video stuff is rough. So that's another reason why it's kind of like, maybe I want the open rules. So I'm gonna play it by ear. If it becomes an issue, I'll look into something. But for now it should be fine. So time to get another shelf. No more shelves. You aren't printing enough. I store mine open and haven't seen any difference. Need a 3 kilogram shelf anyway. 25% we mostly never have here. Hey, Benny. Figure out your colors. Yeah, I'm gonna do bright colors because for the JourneyMaker I did such like flat colors. What filament are you printing the MMU build in? It's gonna be either ABS or ASA. I don't know the colors yet. Originally I wanted to get crew cement to like mirror what the colors are in the PTG, but I don't think I'm going to anymore. What was that? Steve. Hey, Steve's here. Hey, Steve. I was just showing off. I was sending Steve photos of this as I was making progress, but I don't think I sent Steve the final one. So this is where we've ended up with the 3 racks. And not quite enough. I have some stored up top, and then but it's so much better than it was. I'm really freaking happy with how it turned out. I got my Prime Day filament order, so now I have all the right colors of ABS to print the Pokeball. Nice. I made it so I can print on a V0, so I can use. I'm really excited to see how that turns out. Not even a content creator, but 60 spools here. Yeah. I mean, I know Aaron has a ridiculous amount of spool. how many spools do you think you have, Aaron? You mentioned it before. How many spools are there? So each shelf holds approximately 10 or 11. So let's just say 10. So 240 rolls if it's 80 per. So yeah, approximately 240 rolls. A lot. It's more than I thought. It's definitely more than I thought. When I originally did this calculation that 3 would be plenty to cover it and give me some wiggle room, I ordered these shelves like before we moved in here, and we've been in here since end of February. So this was something that I had started planning 7 months ago, I think, as I was laying out the space up here. So just a lot more filament has come in over the last 7 months. I think I'm close to 100 or so. Nice. That's about where I am. Okay, cool. Steve makes me feel a little better. I probably have 20 or 30 rolls. About 50 here. Hey, I can't help. Okay, let's get into some building today, or at least bring everyone up to speed. So let me have a sip of this. Whew. This stuff is really strong. If you have Costco and you like weird drinks, it is water, lemon, ginger, and pineapple. It mostly tastes like lemon and then a punch to the face of ginger. But it is really yummy. Like, I like it a lot. Really refreshing. Aaron likes to dilute it or mix it with tea, but ginger supposedly has some properties in it that are good for digestion. And so I've been drinking quite a bit of it. And yeah, it's yummy stuff. It is yummy. If you got a Costco, I definitely would say, and you like those flavors, I highly recommend taking a look at it. Okay, so picking up, it has been a little over 2 months since we have taken a look at this, and where we left off was the electronics and the power supply. And the reason why we left off on there was because I really didn't like the way the power supply was set up. So it uses an open form factor power supply, which is the only option for an internal power supply. So I understand why this is the route they chose. And it's as much on me for not doing research beforehand or fully I mean, to be fair, a lot of the builds I like to go in semi-blind. However, it doesn't really have any insulation. The recommendation is to use a bit of Kapton, and there's like a sticker to insulate it. I didn't like it. It didn't feel safe. The AC power supply on this is not grounded either. So I know that there's a lot of people, at least in the JourneyMaker or Discord, that are running these, and that's fine. Like, it's their prerogative. Everybody's got to decide for themselves what their risk tolerance is. But being someone that creates content online, I couldn't put my seal of approval on this and just be like, yeah, I'm doing this, and have other people see it and assume that it's okay, because I don't feel like it is. So of course, it's, you know, if you decide to do it, more power to you. It's not something I was interested in doing. Again, I understand why they did it. The whole goal was to make this more compact because it is a positron, and having the external power supply does add more bulk, but the trade-off is safety, and that is one thing that I generally am not willing to compromise on. So that was a big roadblock on this build. And so the plan was we were going to continue with an external power supply, which is what the Positron 3.2 uses. So I ordered a power supply. This was one that was recommended by somebody in stream, actually. I don't know the name, Yan, I'm sure I butchered that, but it had decent reviews on Amazon. It's a 24 volt, 10 amp power supply, which should be more than sufficient for what we're doing. Aaron's here, 100% correct. That's a shot. I was sitting here on that stream 2 months ago. I was like, what would Alien do? I was like, nah, this is not what Alien would do. So I ordered that. I ordered a bunch of these just cheap little barrel jack connectors off of Amazon that will take that input, so that way we're only dealing with DC inside of the unit itself. And then I modified this printed part, so that way I removed the AC inlet and swapped it out with this barrel jack connector, and then I just have reinstalled it. So we're basically picking back up exactly where we left off, and everything from this point forward should be, pretty much just following along with the official stuff. It's just, you know, again, we've got a different power supply, so we'll have a big hole for activities inside of this printer where that power supply was intended to be. So it does have grounding though. It has the option to be grounded, yes. We saw that someone, I can't remember who it was, but someone had sent the schematic for it and they recommend grounding it. Like, it's from the manufacturer, they say you should ground it, but this build doesn't have it grounded. So yeah, I don't want to dive down the power supply rabbit hole again. So we are going to continue from there. I think I have got the, here we go. Can you guys see this all right? For some reason, the whites look really bright. Is there I just gotta be a dark theme appearance. Same as Windows. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's probably better for everybody. That's probably not gonna affect this though, is it? It's not gonna, well, I don't know if I can do anything about this. I'm assuming this is just a Google, does Google have it as well? I don't know. Hey Steve, appreciate this view on safety, considering this would be a good for traveling with. Yeah, I will say that I am not the, I'm not the biggest stickler with all things, that's for sure. A lot of times I do things, I'm like, yeah, it's maybe not always the best, but in this instance, it was, electricity is typically where I draw the line. It's sort of one of my, just, no, we're not doing this. So, yeah, we are really far into the build. We are on base assembly. Let's see, we did this, fans were installed. This is where we were. PSU schematics is where just things got wild. We don't have to do any of this. Sweet, so we're basically just picking up right here. Yeah, right here, I think. So let's do this. I don't understand. Oh, cool. Yeah, so this is a printed part, right? And this is a machine part. Actually, are these both? No. This is definitely a machined part. Side view. And it's going a little bit confusing to me just because I've got things looking a little different. Okay, so this goes like this. And then it looks like the other part, I'm pretty sure that was a printed piece. So I'm still, it's after not building this for a couple of months now, I've got to get my head back in the game here. I'm pretty sure this is the piece that we want. This feels right. Seems like it is probably correct. Yeah. Okay. So I got a question for anyone here that has a Prusa Mark IV enclosure or MMU3. So I've got the Mark IV, I've got all those things, but the Mark IV is the only thing that's built. And because it's going to go into an enclosure, I'm wanting to transition everything over to ASA or ABS. I'm probably going to tear down the Mark IV, and then just when we build the MMU3, I'll have the parts ready. But does anybody know what the scaling factor is? Like, is it? Usually it's 100.5. I feel like when you're switching over from like a PLA or even PTG, but is the camera moving on its own? Oh, it's because this isn't tightened. It's funny, there's gonna be, I was recording myself building these shelves for a video, and I realized that in a lot of it, there's feet. There's a lot of feet in it. 100.5, cool, on X and Y only, perfect. So Z's not necessary. Okay, so we need M310 flatheads. M310. Don't use thread locker. On what? On this? I don't think I was using thread locker previously. I don't plan on it. I might, yeah, I'm not gonna use thread locker on a lot of this. I can't remember if I was before we stopped the stream. I don't think so. If I need to later on, I'll, I guess, remove stuff and tighten things down, but... Oh, you're saying because of nomads. Yeah, it's because you use the permanent stuff, man. I use the weak stuff. The stuff I use comes right off. It's, well, you can't even see it. It's the, like, pinkish purple. That's a pink, I think. It's Loctite 222. The stuff is not very... It's not very strong. It just gives a little extra something. But then you also have to be careful because, yeah, I'm pretty sure you did yours, you said in ABS or ASA. And the chemical reaction is as dangerous. It'll completely degrade. It'll completely degrade. Sorry, multitasking is not my strong suit. Or I guess it is, but yeah, it'll degrade any ABS or ASA if it sits on it and make it brittle and form little micro cracks. So it's, you got to be careful. You got to be really careful with it. Shoot. Nomad, yeah, heat definitely works. There was, I can't remember what printer it was, but I received a printer for review probably a year and a half or so ago, and this has some wobble in it. Let me see if I can get this lined up. Yeah, it had a Bowden extruder, and the gear on the Bowden extruder was held in place. They put red Loctite on the set screw, and when I received the printer and I unboxed it, it was loose on the motor shaft. So like it just hadn't been tightened enough, but it had used red Loctite. And so I remember trying to get it off and like just destroying. I mean, a set screw, right? It's so small, which I think that's what Nomad's just dealt with the positron on the motor shafts. But I ended up just using, I don't think I had a blowtorch. I don't own a blowtorch, but I used a lighter and just like grabbed the gear and just held it with needle nose pliers or something like that under or above the flame, and then it came out really easily. So definitely fire to remove that. I only use it on the metal parts. I broke an Allen wrench in halfway when trying to torque on a bolt. Oh, now, yeah. No, it's, that's the scary thing though, is like, especially in 3D printing, but most things in life, like nothing's really permanent, even if you think it is. So yeah, I just don't like using it. Okay, so we're done on this page. Spacers. Okay, 8.3, how many spacers? Looks like 4, and these I believe are printed. Yep, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Why am I missing a 4th one? Come on, I know I printed. Okay, there we go. I was like, I know I printed all these. And then it looks like we've got a little riser piece. Yeah. Let's see. Place the 4 spacers onto the corresponding holes. Place the center cover over the spacers. Make sure they align correctly. Ensure the chassis, fan, and PSU wires go under the cover, which... Okay. Then... Okay, so I just have to be careful to not move anything, which is... We'll see how this goes. Add time. Has it been half an hour? I guess it has been half an hour. Okay, so just to confirm, the spacers go every other starting on the outside. So Spacer here. Spacer. How's everybody's week going? Spacer here. Spacer here. And it's gonna be tough to not have these wires. No, the wires are gonna want to whack the I think it'll be okay. It'll be all right. Okay. And then this guy needs to go on. It looks like it faces like this. Nope, that's wrong. I'm gonna turn this so it's facing the same direction as the... It's really confusing looking at a like CAD render and not having your part in the same orientation. Optimizing the Soval SVO8, nice, got it, much less noisy. What did you do? I'm gonna do a follow-up video on the SVO8 showing off some mods, pretty much the official mods like the enclosure and the screen, but also swapping out the fan so that way it's not always on, possibly upgrading the one LED to either one long LED or two LEDs, I'm not sure yet. And then I'd like to add potentially some kind of a filter. I'm thinking about seeing if I can mount the bento box inside of it. Great, I'm very proud of my stream so far. Yeah, you've been streaming a couple times a week, right, Nomads? I saw you're gonna be switching to Twitch, I think I saw. Going great, it's already Friday for me? Dude, living the dream. Sorry for the side question, but do you have any metallic Polymaker ABS you can show on screen? Need to see what it looks like before I buy a few rolls. I don't think I do. Is metallic ABS pretty new? Most of what I purchased is Galaxy. And then, I mean, Polymaker sent me their full ABS and ASA line a year and a half ago, but I don't think metallic was a part of it at that point. I can order a roll if you want to hold off. I can order a roll in the next couple days here and then show it on next week's stream. But yeah, I don't believe I've got any right now. Sorry. Ironically, I told Aaron, I was like, watch, there's still going to be colors that I'm missing. Okay, so this looks like it just sits on top. Am I screwing up on it? No, this seems right. It goes around. That's nice. It's like the cutout's the same. That worked pretty nicely. The little notch in the CNC part, it just sandwiches around it, so it holds it in place. Power was out for 5 hours last night, and I'm spending my morning figuring out what the third-party fiber installers are doing. It's all up from here. Oh man, you're in the States, Hobo, or no? New silent fans. Oh, cool. And Clipper setting on Clipper simply was wrong. The set speed for pin 2 and use pin 1. There's a free fan port in the SVO8 MCU that you can use to connect the fan. Yeah, I did. I think there's at least one. From what I looked briefly at the pinout. So my measurements, it's 80% more silent now. That's great. I'm dual streaming now, making things easier and people can just choose their preferred platform. But yeah, I have a lot of projects to catch up on, and streaming gives me a reason to work on them. I definitely can relate to that. I thought CookieCAD has some new ABS. Oh, yeah, I do want to get CookieCAD. I just, yeah. I'll probably use what's here, but I do really like and have been wanting to play around with CookieCAD for a while. Okay, so next we've got a linear rail, which it's going to be the beefier of the two, it looks like. And I prepped these a long time ago, so these have already been cleaned and re-lubed. So it looks like we need another printed part. which should be in this drawer. Yep. I think this is it. So it looks like this is going to maybe slot. There we go. So this goes onto here. Then this goes onto here. Like a glove. Perfect. Okay, so now we can start attaching things. And normally in this situation, I would like to use Loctite, but I don't want to. I think I can use Loctite on this. I'm not going to. Screw it. I'm not into it. We'll play it by ear. These are still going to be accessible, so if I need to, I can remove the screws later on. I'm not going to do it on this one. So all I need to do is get those spacers that I put in there lined up again. So let's see, there's one. That one looks pretty good. That one looks so. Oops. There we go. Oh shoot. Hold on. That's tight. That is a tight fit, which is fine. I just didn't realize it was that tight. Okay. Rail assembly. Slide the belt tensioner onto the rail, which must have been that piece that I just did. Okay. Place the rail into position. Yeah, as far as I can tell. Let me zoom in so we can all get a closer look at this and you guys can make sure I'm not doing anything too silly. That is not zooming in. That is doing the opposite of zooming in. Is there... There we go. Also, let me get caught up on chat. Made an article on printables for that all. Oh, nice. Fair enough. I'll just buy a few. Yeah, let me know what you think. If you get a photo, send a photo to me. I'd love to see it. Very different. I'm over here. Okay, you're in Oregon. Gotcha. Very different to LDO. Yeah, definitely different. You did PA-HT carbon fiber on the Magneto, right? I did. Did you use any special glue or adhesive? I did not. The adhesive was really good on just powder-coated PEI, which is odd to me. Normally nylons don't stick super well to that. Normally nylons don't stick great to a lot of things, but I think the carbon fiber really helped with that. So I would use what you've got as a starting point, but if you're going to print something big, generally just using PVA glue stick works quite well for nylon. And then above that, Garolite is another one that's fantastic. I haven't played around a ton with Vision Miner, but I know that that's also an adhesive that probably for 5 years now, I've seen so many people swear by for higher temp, more warp prone materials. So yeah, I think if I was doing a big carbon fiber nylon print, I would at the very least put down PA glue stick, but the little bit of printing I did with it was fine. It stuck quite well. Anyone that saw the Fractal North Pi case, you can download on their site now. Fractal North, I haven't seen that. Can always go back and do it after. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Okay, so M320 socket heads are what we're using now. M320 socket heads. M320 socket heads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we'll loosely get these in for now. Does adhesive on low temp printer even work? What do you mean low temp? What's a low temp printer? The adhesives work for any. I mean, I guess it depends on the adhesive. I don't know all the adhesives, but this seems like a really big screw, but let's try it. Okay, things are not lined up now, and why is that? think it's because, let's see. Yeah, I need, things shifted, so now the spacer's not in the right place, and now I need a magnet or something to get this out, and I know where my magnet is, but it's downstairs. Oh, there we go. Nope. Okay, I'm gonna remove this screw. I gotta get these spacers lined up again. Have you seen any good Prime Day deals? I haven't, so in 3D printing related stuff, I haven't really looked at all. I haven't ordered anything for, let's take this out. Why are we not coming out? 1 second. So I haven't ordered anything for Prime Day, which is not the norm. I usually do order things on Prime Day. I'll take this back out as well. I know that if you're looking for 3D printing stuff, I know that Alan Mandic really, he put together a few things. Okay, that is threaded. So yeah, he put together a few things which could be worth checking out. I've watched a few videos on just like general Prime Day deals that aren't related to 3D printing, and I saw a few things that were kind of interesting, but I still haven't ordered anything. Honestly, we're getting a bunch of raised garden beds in the backyard for next season, and they're kind of pricey. It's kind of an understatement. They're fairly pricey, and so they're like $20 off. So I might order one of those. But yeah, there's some deals on, like, I looked at videographer stuff, like some RGB tube lights and things like that, but nothing that's made me be like, I've got to get it right now. So yeah, that's a good question. Has anybody ordered out on, has anyone ordered anything for Prime Day? Hey, Deanna. Used for anyone outside the US, you can currently buy Polymaker on Amazon on sale. Oh, that's cool. Also, I put it in the, I put it as the Stream Deck, but Polymaker is having, I believe, 30% off everything on their US website. I do have, let me see, let me post this really quick. Yeah, code is Restock Day 2024. If you use my link, it does support the channel and it's appreciated. But if you use the link, make sure you type in that code at checkout to get the 30% off. So if you are looking to get some stuff, I think it's limited to the US only because it's like a warehouse resupply thing. Okay. Let's try this again. It's really tight, and that's what I think is causing it to shift. Okay, most of it looks pretty good though this time. So let's see. I'm gonna start with tightening down the spacers, I think, because those are the wild cards of this whole thing, since they can move on me. There we go. Yeah, that went in. Let's see, but does it align? Yay! Okay, one in. I'm assuming all the spacers, yeah, all the spacers are definitely getting a bolt. Is that off every filament? I need to get some more. I believe it's off of every filament. I won't, don't quote me, because I don't entirely know, but I swore that's what I heard. I believe that's what I heard. Did you guys got a break in weather on the East Coast? Been playing with some glass-filled ASA from Stride. Nice. It's great, but it needs a hot chamber. Mine is sitting at 17 and it's printing great. I printed a well, that's what this is. This is glass-filled. No, I'm lying. This is glass-filled ABS. This is ABS. Well, this is the Striatex glass-filled material. I printed out all of it on the Qidi Q1 Pro, except for this most recent piece that I just printed out. I was trying to print it out on the Rat Rig VCore 4 that I've got in the garage, but it kept having issues with the filament snapping. It's pretty stiff, this material, because of the glass fibers, and the VCore 4 has a really long reverse Bowden tube because it feeds the filament in from the bottom inside of the printer. And I tried maybe 5 attempts and was like, all right, man, I'm just burning through filament. I'm tired of having to clean all of it up. So I ended up swapping it over to the P1S, and that knocked it out. The 30% is everything, but they have some that are 40% off. They just ask you to do 2 orders. Yeah, that's awesome. Modbot a little bit cooler. Nice. Enjoy it. I'm jealous. It's just been, there's been no pause. Like, the coolest day we had was like 99 Fahrenheit. I'm just like, I like summer. I like the heat, but this is just too much. How's it been printing? Honestly, I haven't had much chance to play around with it. It's in the garage because it's too big and too heavy for me to get upstairs. Even with a team lift, it's really risky just due to the size of it. And so I printed out one of the pre-sliced files that came on it, and it turned out good just to make sure that after transport nothing was damaged on it. And does this stop it? Nice, it does. Cool. And that worked out fine. And then I tried printing out another pre-sliced file from the show. I can't remember. Oh, I think it was a big Flexi Rexy or something like that. And I tried printing that 2 or 3 times, and each time after the first layer, it skipped steps. So I don't know if they just bumped up the profile on there to like be a bit more aggressive for the trade show or what the deal is, but it was having issues with that. And then I tried this and was having issues with this. So it has not gotten a lot of screen time. The plan is, because I need to print out the ABS parts for the Positron 3.2 as well as the MMU3, that I'm going to use the VCore for that. I anticipate it's going to do a great job with just standard ABS or ASA. And I finally got like the profile set up in Orca Slicer, so hopefully I'll have more info to hopefully I will have more info to report back in the next week or 2 here. I just finished printing my ERC FV2 parts. Nice. Next comes the plethora of heat sets and assembly. That's awesome. Yeah, Cyborg had reached out asking if we wanted to build one of their ERC FV2 kits, and I purchased the ERCF V1 from Fabrico a long time ago. I mean, 2+ years at this point. And then I had self-sourced all of the things needed to go to the ERC FV2. So I think we'll end up just using the stuff I self-sourced at some point here. Hey, Jose. Okay, so we've got a linear rail in. That feels good. What's next? M318 and an M310. M318. And the M310. I got to follow up too with Jason regarding the, oops, you can't see what I'm doing. Regarding the Milo, because I think that he sent out the replacement board, but I haven't gotten confirmation, so I need to check in with him, because the Milo is just sitting right here in front of me on the ground, and I really want to get it up and running. There's 2 months, 2 months of us building it, so it'd be really cool to actually get it moving. I did wonder if the VCore 4 didn't need the filament to be in a PTFE for most of it. Just the top would reduce friction. Yeah, so I don't love how long the reverse Bowden is on it. There's a few parts that it seems to kink. Like when it goes up at the beginning, it makes a pretty hard left and it makes a kink there. I feel like that whole bottom section could probably be removed and the filament would still have a direct path into the PTFE holder higher up. So I'm leaving it as is for now for this, like playing around with it as is, but I don't anticipate it'll be an issue, like I mentioned, for non-stiff materials. Like I think, you know, ABSs, PTGs, ASAs, PLAs should probably be fine as well. It's just the glass-filled materials or even carbon, I guess, they're just so much stiffer, and the slightest bend or when they're on the strand still, they can snap very easily. So going to be a fun stream tonight. Oh, nice. You got an XL? What version? I don't know where to begin with cam software to even mess with my Covera still. Well, have you looked to see, because I know that they have, I think, a few like example projects, which I think would be fun to start with just to sort of get your bearings on how the machine operates. But yeah, cam is like, CNC is a whole different world than 3D printing, in that 3D printing, you enter some basic parameters and it sort of just spits out like, here you go. With CNC, like, you've got easel, which is probably one of the easier cam softwares I've ever used. And then I've played around with Carbide Crate a bit. It's probably the one I've used the most, Carbide Crate and Carbide Motion. And I've also used a little bit of our Milmage software, which I'll be diving into more with projects hopefully soon here. I just was kind of waiting for it to get a bit more out of beta since I don't have a ton of experience. It's hard for me to know whether I screwed up something or whether it was, you know, a bug from testing out our software early. 5 toolheads, golden ticket from Joseph. Nice. Yeah, that'll be a cool printer. That'll be a really cool printer. Hey, MakerMind. 5 toolhead XL here at my back 2. Awesome machine. That's awesome to hear. Can't wait to use the XL to do some wild multi-material stuff for Positron. It definitely seems like a really cool platform for experimentation. I'm curious to see, because most of what I've seen so far is like multicolor stuff, which, don't get me wrong, is still cool. There's a lot less waste than on a single nozzle system, but I haven't seen a whole lot of like functional application combining materials. That's really what I'm hoping to see more of. Carbide Crate Motion is what I am used to. Yeah, it's pretty user-friendly, I would say. What do you like more? These heatsink nuts, or having to cut out in the parts for some M3, M4 to place a screw? I like heat inserts more. I found the pocket nut pockets, which like Prusa uses, if you don't get them inserted correctly, they can, well, if it's too loose, they can fall out. If it's too tight, it can split. And I've found that if you don't have them inserted correctly, that they can actually spin in place, and then you have to reprint the part out because it won't have enough bite to grab onto that nut. So I think square nuts would by far be my preferred option. So it would be heat inserts, square nuts, and then standard nuts. I followed some YouTube content and created a Fusion 360 toolpath, but the Milo is going to force me to learn more. Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you with that, Luke. I'm 100% going to do TPU and ABS and ASA. I'm curious to see though the actual thermal, because like a lot of the materials aren't compatible thermally. Like TPU, I mean, some people print it as low as 200, but depending on the TPU you can go higher. But ABS printing at 240, 250 range, you know, depending on, I'll be curious to see whether they actually want to stick with each other. A lot of it, I think, is going to require really smart designing where you have dovetails built into your design. So they're both, like, it's a mechanical bond more than just the material bonding with each other. Going to make dynamic hinges to make assembly easier. Yeah, I'd love to see how well it works and sort of what has to happen. I just posted an X since I acquired the King Room backpack printer from Mitch. I am thinking of swapping it for my A1 mini printer and maybe a Positron one day. Nice. I think Teaching Tech did some videos on multi-material printing with the XL. I saw his original review of the XL, which I think was mostly just him very frustrated. And then I'm pretty sure I saw his follow-up video. So if he's done more, I haven't seen them. Adam, great chatting at Rocky Mountain Riverfest. Are you attending 3D Printopia? I still don't know. I need to talk to Fabrico, and I keep saying that every week, and then the weeks pass by. So I don't know. It's a coin flip right now whether I'll be there. I'm hoping to be, but I don't want to say yes. I think I mentioned this until I've got like a flight and hotel booked. So they won't. You have to do a mechanical bond. Yeah, that's what I figured. I've done TPU and PLA, and that's worked okay. That's worked all right. But yeah, moving up to ABS, I feel like you're going to need a mechanical bond. I feel like Cura has something built in like that now. I want to say 3D Print General had done a video on it. Belt tensioner. Okay, belt tensioner pulleys. Create 4. So we need M310s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Side cam. Cura does have a joint. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I remember it was not new. It's been probably, I don't know. Oops. Probably been a couple of years. Yeah, maybe not a couple of years. I don't know, but it's been a while. Mechanically locks them together. That's awesome. I'll put Hector. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I need to reach out to him. We had talked. And the goal was to touch base in July, and I'm like, crap, it's already July, like halfway through July, and I haven't even talked to him. Robert Cohen did some multi-material video. Okay, sweet. I have to check that out. Sounds good. Fingers crossed the plans work out. Are you planning on having a booth there, Adam, or what's your game plan? Cura and Prusa Slicer offer settings to Soda. Oh, Prusa Slicer does too? I didn't realize that they had it as well. All right, so we need tiny little. I'm assuming it's these guys. Create 4 pulleys. 2 flange bearing and an M3 washer. Okay, so I'm thinking these must be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Okay, then it wants us to put a washer on top of them all, which is a 2mm thin washer. I think I've got one of them right here, but where are the rest of them? Could this be them? Sure looks like it. My plan is to help out at the HueForge booth. Nice, okay. I want to do a dedicated video to HueForge and the TD1. I just haven't had the window. Okay, I'm pretty sure these look like the thinnest shims ever. But here we go. This should be my, of course the calipers are missing from the caliper case. If I was a caliper, where would I be? It's frustrating. Let me do a quick pass around the room and see if I see them sitting anywhere. Oh, I know where they are. I know where they are. They're downstairs on the kitchen island. I'm gonna go grab them. I just want to verify that these are 0.2mm shims. Give me 1 second. BRB. Yeah, I forgot. I modeled up the barrel jack connector of this while I was watching Jack and Aaron is at work, and I did it on the kitchen island. So these should be 0.2. No, these are not. These are 0.1. These are too small, so that makes me wonder, should I just use 2 of them? I think that's probably what I'm gonna do, is just use 2 of them. What do we think? I'm thinking that's probably the play. It's cool you can see the first layer on this printer. Yeah, I'm super excited to print. Yeah, we'll do that then. We'll just use 2. So the shims are 0.1 and we need 0.2, so we'll do 1 there. Oh, they're so thin. Okay. All right, I'm gonna pick them up. I'm struggling to even get them on. There's 1. There's 2. There's 2. How's your VCore, like, prototype 4 going, GPs? Are you still using it fairly often? Okay, so we got 4 of those now. M3 bolt, 2 flange bearings, and M3 washer. Yeah, so we did that. We just used 2 of these because I don't know. It's one of those things with self-sourcing. There's more room for error, and I'm swore I ordered everything directly from the BOM, but could I have screwed it up? Absolutely. Secure pulleys onto the tensioner. Okay. So this looks like it's just tapping into plastic then. So we are not going to go overly tight. I wonder if a nozzle cam could be implemented. A nozzle cam into this? Okay, let's see. Or even CAN bus. CAN bus in this? I don't know. I'm pretty sure that the LDO one, does the LDO one have a toolhead board or no? I can't remember. It still needs to be a little bit tighter. I just don't want to strip these screws. They're flat, like wafer screws. It's probably good enough. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Oh, you guys can't see. I got turn off autofocus. Sorry. I did order also a outlet cover and low voltage single gang thing for the ceiling. So I'm gonna run an HDMI cable into the attic and down the wall. So that way I can set up the overhead camera again. The LDO kit has a toilet board and it uses, okay, USB, gotcha. Okay, so that was too tight. Okay, those two seem good. 2 down, 2 to go. What do you use to mount your overhead camera? I'm probably gonna use the same thing I used at the last place, which is literally just this guy. I was debating on doing some sort of fancy like track system, but I don't really think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary. Scope creep just prevents me from doing anything, but this is what I used at the last place. It's just a mount. I think it's for security cameras is where I got it, but basically it's a metal plate with 4 holes. So you bolt this and then it's got a couple ball joints in it. So yeah, you've got 1 pivot point and then I think it's 3 pivot points in total. So I just mount it, you know, approximately above or wherever I want it. And it gives me a little bit of room to play around with it. And it works really well. It's got your, the thread you need for the camera. And I just use, the ZV-1 with a cage on it mounted to this. So likely this is what I'm gonna end up using. It worked really well at the last place, and just because I have power outlets in the ceiling, I don't want to run the HDMI externally. It kind of defeats the purpose of it. So yeah, this is it. Yeah, original thought was like some kind of a 2020 extrusion thing that I can slide it back and forth, but honestly, like this is where I build this area. So as long as this is visible and I've got a tiny bit of wiggle room, it's probably plenty. I'm just thinking a few times building the V0, I had it upside down. Does that mean that it's part positron? Yes. Hey 3DNT, thanks for becoming a member. Cheers. Cheers. Make a track in CAD and 3D print it and make a whole stream of it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just want it up, you know, like the reality, oh shoot. The reality is that I mostly use the side cam. Like the side cam is still gonna be the primary one, but there's times where it'd be nice to have that overhead camera when especially when I'm working on tall builds, like positron, not so much, but, 1 second. But when I'm working on taller builds, like, you know, full-size Core XYs, then it becomes difficult to show it with the side cam when I'm working on things at the very top of it. Okay, let me get these last 2 in. Let's see, come on. There we go. Nice setup. I'm looking at the Gato arm system to add an overhead C922. Still not ready for expensive cameras yet. What is the I'll look into that then. I mean, I don't know what that is, the Gato arm system. I also understand regarding the cameras, man. They get expensive very quickly. Like I think the FX30, no, this is the FX30, the front cam. I want to say the body on that was 2,000. I think that the A6400 was 1,000 and the ZV-1 was like 650 on sale, and that's without lenses for either of them. So it's been a slowly acquiring over the years. I mean, it's, you know, luckily because I've been making YouTube videos for so many stinking years, I've been able to do this over the course of many, many years and not have to splurge all at once, because I wouldn't be able to. Lighting is a big factor. If you've got good lighting and pretty good audio, lighting and audio to me are probably even bigger than actual picture. Okay, so these have a little bit of slop in them, but I think that's fine. I'd rather have them a hair looser than too tight. Well, Gato has the flex arm system. What? I haven't seen that. Flex arm system. I will say though, Luke, that like the ZV cameras you can sometimes find on sale, and they're definitely cheaper than like a full DSLR with interchangeable lenses and all that. So if you are looking for like streaming specific stuff, you can find them on sale. Like maybe, I mean, even like Facebook Marketplace or something. That was probably where I would go towards. Okay, a little too tight. It's hard to gauge it until you've gone just a little too far. Okay, that feels pretty good. So there's our bearings for our belts. Oop. I currently use 2 Logitech Brio 4K cameras, front side Logitech Sentinels, movable bench cams. Aren't the Logitech Brios pretty expensive, or am I mixing up that with something else? I thought the Brios were pretty expensive. Any good macro lens? I don't have really any macro lenses. I've been wanting them. I looked at the Sony one. Sony has one that I looked at for a while, and I want to say that, oh gosh, Sigma. I want to say Sigma has one I've looked at as well, but I don't have first-hand experience with them. It's been one of those like purchases where I'm like, but then I'd have to play around with image stacking, you know, because your depth of field is so shallow that you have to do that. I know that Lost in Tech has been playing around with it, and same with Stefan, and they look beautiful, but I haven't taken the plunge yet. I got my E10 as a return unit and to use lens off eBay. Yeah. Yep. Brio camera. Okay, so they must not be what I'm thinking of then. Logitech released some kind of a like micro 4/3 camera thing, and I want to say they were like $700 each. Like they're spendy. Okay, so pulleys are in place. Pulleys not perpendicular to the face tensioner, the belt may slip. Yeah, we should be good. Next, we've got some more spacers. Okay. These are longer spacers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'm gonna turn this like this. Okay, so these just kind of slot in into this printed part like that. This one has a little bit of extra filament, so I can push it out. You know what? I think it might have been a brim or something. It's hard to tell if these are aligned, but as long as I can get the screw into them, I should be able to kind of wiggle them into place. Okay, yeah, that should work. All right, so spacers, cool. Ooh, motors. Okay, cool. So these are our X and our Y motors. So orientation-wise, it looks like... How do I... Exciting. This is exciting. Motors are going in. So it looks like this just slots in approximately. Okay, it won't fit nicely until I get these screws in there, but that's okay. And this one goes like this. Okay. And then we're using M330s. The spacers, I think they'll be fine. Once the M3 screw, once the M3 screw goes through there and reinforces it, I think it'll be fine. Oops. If I can get the screw in. There we go. Yeah, I think I'll load both of the screws in. That way I don't have to worry about aligning the top parts. There we go. Now hopefully I can find Yep, that worked. Yeah, it definitely allows for a little bit of play. I'm not fully tightened yet, but it would be nice if this was supported on the other end. I don't know, maybe there will be something. We'll see. We'll see something. Hey, nice. Yes, if you haven't hit the like button, smack the like button. We'll open up our giveaway for Spool Polymaker filament in T-minus 30. Nope. Nah, 42 minutes. Okay, so I want to go tight, but I don't want to break this, so that's plenty good. Yeah, that's got to be plenty. But yeah, no, there is definitely play. I mean, that's quite a bit of play. So I'm curious to see if there's any other support that comes in. It's also a little odd that the screws stick out the bottom like that. You guys can't really see it. Makes me wonder if I should use slightly smaller screws so these aren't sticking out. Yeah. We'll continue with it. We'll continue with it. Let me make sure I didn't screw up anything too. Let's see. It shows spacers, motors, tightening. Sure the motor wiring is routed to the right where the main board is. So main board's gonna be, yeah, main board's gonna be over here. Let's see, we got 63 viewers. Let's get to, if you haven't hit the like button, smack it. Let's get to 50, I believe. That's our starting point. We can do 50. Okay, that's in. Okay, that is in as well. That didn't sound good. Did I strip it? Seems like it's okay. Yeah, I totally stripped that thread. Well, we'll continue forward. It feels like you should tighten it harder, but I guess not. So, did it cross thread? No, it doesn't look like it. I just can't get this one quite as tight. That's all right. I don't think it's gonna affect functionality. We'll see. All right, let me undo this. We're gonna have to shorten this a lot. But for now, I'm gonna shove all this wire over here. Okay. If we knew anything about JourneyMaker and offer advice, but I know nothing. Yeah, I do think, I mean, considering that it's primarily been the one guy that sort of remixed things, I do think it's pretty cool what he's been able to accomplish with self-sourcing. Granted, there are custom parts in this as well, but it's, I mean, creating a bomb and all this isn't simple, so. But yeah, I'm curious to see just kind of how this all goes in the end. I'm sad about the thread on the bottom of this because there's not much I can do about that. I can't repair it. But it seems like these two posts have play regardless, and as long as it's not going to back out, I think we'll be fine. Hey, PF's here. How's it going? Okay, so now we've got our final motor going in, and that is going on, looks like this side, like this. Can I, let's see. So it looks like, yeah. I'm awake now. Nothing like a good nap. You're East Coast, so you've got the break in weather, right? Sounds like you guys got less less heat right now. Okay. So one of these is short. Interesting. Oh, no, there we go. Yeah, one of them is short. I don't know why. It's okay. Let's flip this around. And then we need just like 4 M314s. M314. Huh. It looks like on M314s we only have like flathead screws, which on the bottom, we've been using exclusively like wafer head screws, so I'm thinking that's not right. We'll use these. That's been one weird thing about this build is like the BOM had you order wafer and flathead, and it's hard to know when to use the flathead. Okay, so we've got one going in here. We've got one going in here. And then it looks like two further down the road. So one here. And one, oops. One here. Okay, let's tighten these down. PF says, yesterday was 90s, today's only 88. Hey man, I showed the weather here, you missed it, but I'll take your 90, or you say 88. This is our forecast, and it's been like this for at least a week now, so this is going on week 2.5 of 101, 103, 104, 106, 105, 106, 105. It's just awful. It's so hot. Ah! Yeah, it's brutal, man. 88 sounds lovely. enjoy the cool weather. Okay, that seems like it stripped. Oh, the part broke. Fantastic. Oh man, I feel like I can't catch a break. Part broke. That one is not savable. Part of it is this glass ABS is not really forgiving, but this part's kind of odd. You've got two posts that go all the way from the motor mount down to the plate, but then you've got two smaller pieces that don't go all the way. So it's odd. I'm curious to see. Is that a CNC part or a printed part? The motor mount is a printed part, and the plate is a CNC'd part. So I'm curious to see. Let's open up this. I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot. I mean, I can see what I can continue on without having that Z motor mount, but it'll probably take an hour and some change to print that out. So if I go, what am I doing? We don't want to isolate part anymore. Clear. Why? I know I isolated a part, but I thought I unisolated it. No. It's typically really humid and oppressive, but if it stays in the 80s, it's fine. Milo's down. Milo is not going to be working until we've got a replacement controller. They tried minimizing CNC'd parts on this because the goal is to be able to self-source a lot of it. So I get why it's not CNC'd. And I mean, in reality, like it doesn't have to be CNC'd. Like a lot of 3D printers use ABS or ASA. I mean, all Vorons do for their printed parts. The thing I'm more confused by, why are we, I thought we already cleared this. Clear. Confused as to why it's not showing the rest of it. Did you install the Millennium OS update? I think so. I don't understand why none of this is visible. What? Why? Why are we showing just the part here? Isolate. There we go. Off. Okay. So the thing I am trying to understand is on this guy. No, that's just the way it is. So this is what screwed me right now. Was you've got screws going in through a couple parts, and the parts are fully supported top to bottom. So you clamp them down because you want it to be nice and tight. But on these two, for one reason or another, there's a gap. And so if you tighten even a little bit, really, beyond, it just splits. And the fact that I have glass ABS, it didn't take much for that to crack. I'm curious as to what, oh, I know why that happened. I know why it happened. It was actually so it's my fault in a sense because I didn't go with that power supply. I'm almost positive. Come on, bear with me. Nope, wrong way. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Zoom out. We are inside of the part. Dude. Okay. That got really weird really quick. So I can almost guarantee that the issue is that this spacing right here is because of the PCB on the oh, this part right here is because of the PCB that's intended to be here for this internal power supply. That's why they left that gap. It is 100% the why the gap is there, because you've got this cover. But because I'm not using it, what I'm probably gonna end up doing is just quickly remodeling this part. Because we're not using that. So let's do that. It's expecting the PCB. Yep. It's because of the PCB. I'm getting ready for a software install and wiring on the Milo. Kind of getting concerned as this is where things have gone off the rails for several people. I think you'll be good, Luke. I would say so. The firmware wasn't too bad, and the limit switch. One of the limit switches that I thought was telling me was incorrect via Millennium OS was actually not incorrect. It was, someone told me it's like just worded weird, or it's from the perspective of the spindle, so it seems like it's wrong. So the only issue I really ran into was something that was going on with the tool setter. So as long as you take your time, and if you have issues with the tool setter, disconnect it, or you know, I think you'll be good, man. I think the tool setter is what shorted the 5-volt on the on my controller. With the motor mounts, it's more for heat dissipation. I use the base of the printer as a giant heat sink. That makes sense. I mean, that would be a big perk if they were also. If the motor mounts on this were also aluminum, then you would be able to transfer the heat from the motor to the motor mount and then to that plate. So yeah, I can understand that. Sobol uses PLA for their internal enclosure parts. They didn't even last one ABS print. I saw you post that. I'm not going to use them at all. I'm just going to use the metal and glass parts and print out all the parts myself. I'm assuming they provide an STL. Like, do they provide STL files for all those? Okay, so let's click on our motor piece, which is this guy, and right click. Nope. Isolate on. Okay, so it looks like we've got Nope. So we'll start by getting rid of our little bit of a chamfer. Okay. Yeah, I can't. So the fact that this broke, I can't blame on the design really, because it wouldn't have broke had that PCB been there. This is because I'm, not using the design as intended exactly. So I think what we'll do is we will just create a offset, add axis. I want a add axis, add plane. I don't think this is what I want. Construction plane, that's what I want. Can I make this bigger? It's called on the guide that they are in PLA. It's crazy. The parts are in the wiki, not on the GitHub. Okay, that's good to know. I will definitely, I can't believe that they, I can't believe they did that. How do I enlarge this? Move, rotate, I don't want to do. I basically just want this above here so I can scale it to the right height. I mean, I guess what I could do, oh, that works. Cool, okay. Well, we'll just project onto that plane. Sweet. Now I should be able to just take this, drag it down here, change this to a union. Great. Drag this down here, change it to union. There we go. Okay, and then the last thing we want to do is try to match this. So I just grab here. Nope, wrong way. I think it's a 0.4 millimeter. That looks right. 0.4. I think. Actually, I think I can just, let's see if I go the opposite way. Yeah, 0.4 was right. Okay. Nope, wrong way. I'm so used to adding fillets. 0.4. Cool. Well, that should be it. That really should be the only changes required. And now I don't have to worry about these being cantilevered or, being pulled down basically. We originally had our accent pieces in PLA, but then realized one piece that was just a tad too close would start to warp, so we just opted for people to use ABS and ASA. Yeah, it's crazy. We can, well, I'm trying to think, because I'm gonna be doing a video on the SV08 with the mods, and I wanted to kind of show the process of installing the mods versus just a video on we can swap out. Sobel sent me a new base for the SV08, so we can swap that out. Let me run downstairs and see that I've still got the ABS glass filled loaded in the P1S, and we'll get this file sent off and printing, so that way we're at least progressing towards this. But I don't think there's much I can do until this part's reprinted. So let's see, base assembly. You know what, we can, okay, let's get this printing and then let's get the firmware let's get the firmware going, because I know that this is something I need to flash prior. So yeah, I'm gonna run downstairs, make sure I've got the right filament loaded in the P1S, and then we'll slice it off and get printing, and we'll start working on firmware stuff. Hell, do I like Fusion more than what I see here? I love, I guess it's what you're used to, but I love Shaper 3D. Am I great at it? Absolutely not, but that's more a me thing of not using it enough. But I think for a lot of people, it's quite intuitive, and being able to quickly jump between iPad, Windows, and Mac is really convenient. And as far as I'm aware, I don't think that they've increased price in the last couple of years. It's not cheap. I can't remember what we looked up what I pay for it, and it's not cheap. It's a couple $100, but I really like it. So, but to each his own. I mean, I'm glad there's a lot of, or not a lot of, I'm glad there's multiple options for CAD design software. So, okay, let me quickly run downstairs, and then I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, filament's loaded up, so let's get this part printed. Let's see, share, export project. We will export as an STL file, and we'll call this JM revised Z no internal PSU. Save. They need STL editing. See, question, you have multiple printers and nozzles and materials. Do you tune every combo or stick with a machine for a nozzle diameter, nozzle material? I primarily print with 0.4 millimeter nozzles, like 95%. I think I've got one printer rocking a 0.6, and I am probably going to put a 0.8 on a printer as well. But aside from that, I print with 0.4, just about on everything. They need STL editing. Yeah, that would be nice. They've done a ton though. They've done a ton of. While you wait on this part to print, unbox the LDO kit and compare things. I want to, if we didn't have anything that we could do to move forward, then possibly, but I'm gonna get the firmware stuff going here. Fusion pricing is okay. I use the paid model at work and the free version for private use. Yeah, what is the price right now? It's like is it 400? I can't remember what the price is. All right, so here's this part. Delete. Cool, that is not the right way. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Looks like I've got mouse ears on. Yeah, we'll leave mouse ears on, that's fine. Okay, so, oh, it's only gonna take 38 minutes. That's great. We might be able to continue, actually, with it, so. Yes. 400 euro, okay. Fusion has CAD editing, don't they? I mean, wait, you said CAD, STL editing. Yeah. Okay, so that is a printing. Well, that's happening. Let's try to set this up because I think we're going to be using. Yeah, so we need a Pi as well. Let's do all this. This actually works out pretty okay. So this is my first time actually ever using a Pico. I know they're not new, but I've never used one. So we'll see how this goes. We got our ducky, our very smashed ducky. This must be, I don't know what this is actually for. It looks like a stepper motor cable. We've got our USB-C, and we've got our cute little Pico board. So how does this, did I get the wrong version? Oh, you are, okay. Giveaway time, well, yeah, giveaway will open in 13 minutes. I thought that there was GPIO pins. I thought there was GPIO pins on here that the Pico, I'm sorry, that the Zero sandwiched onto. Was I wrong? It sure looks like it's sitting on top of it. The Pico has that. What do you mean? Did I get the wrong board? Let's see. Victory Tech. That looks like the normal size SKR Mini. It says Big Tree Tech SKR Pico on it. Is this not the right board, the SKR Pico? Is there a difference between the Pico and the SKR Pico? That would be just my luck. That would be fantastic. Ay, ay, ay. Victory Tech. Nope, not BitTorrent token. Victory Tech. Nice! Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, man. Cheers. Thank you, nice. Oh, interesting. So it only uses a few pins? Let me look at Victory Tech, GitHub. You said you're still on vacation? when you come back? I just realized that you were on vacation last week and I think the week before. So we're looking at, let's find the docs for this. Hi. Okay. We'll take a quick Jack break. Jackson's been sick. He had a fever for like 2 days, and today is his first day back, right? He's back in himself. Oh, he's back. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? I broke a part. So now I'm printing a part. It wouldn't be a stream unless I broke something. Hi, Bubby. Oh, big boy. Well, let's zoom in on check. There he is. Look at, that's you. You feeling better? Look at this board. It's a baby size board. Yeah, it's a baby. You got water. You got drool over your hand, bubby. Look at, you gotta look. You can't touch. Whoa. Yeah, that's you. It's a tiny little board for a tiny little man. Yeah, he Hi, Bubby. What is it? What do you got to say? I'm glad you're feeling better. Yeah. If you saw him 2 hours ago, he had, not even 2 hours ago. A what? A yogurt beard. Yeah, Aaron gave him like fruit and yogurt for breakfast, and he Picasso'd his face with the yogurt. It was like all over it, huh? It was all over everything. What is it? The computer? That's the computer. We're looking at a manual because Daddy's confused. Yeah. Yeah, that's you on the screen, dude. And the camera. The camera.
Curls in his neck are so cute.
He's gonna get his first haircut soon. We've been holding on. He hasn't had a haircut yet, and he's what, 16 months? But yeah, we're gonna cut it. So when he gets a bath, his curls look super cute. But when he lays, it turns into Joe Dirt. Huh? Yeah, it turns into Joe Dirt, puppy. Yeah, that's Daddy's chair.
Jack Art Supplies fun.
Thank you, Andrew. So more yogurt, he says. More yogurt so you can paint on your face. Huh? Yeah, that's Andrew. he blew a kiss. Go. All right, Daddy's got to get back to building or whatever he's been doing up here for 2 hours, okay? Puppies. Say bye-bye. 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 He says no. Love you. That was a nice surprise. Nice Jack surprise. Oh, the garage. Yeah. I had to get a print started because I broke the piece. Yeah. Okay. Baby's first MCU. The control unit, like the MCU. Okay, let's take a look at this, and then we will open the giveaway in just a moment here. I'm curious to see. Okay, so it shows how to connect to full size, and it shows how to connect UART, but we need a way to mount this on here. I'm super confused. Maybe there's a printed part that I don't want. I'm sure if there we go. Maybe there's a printed part that I missed. Okay, this is all software setup, firmware, clipper. And then it goes right into this. We're getting there. Like, we are getting there. Once we get this in here, it's like another linear rail. I just don't get it. I don't understand how... I don't understand how the Pi is supposed to sit on here. I don't have room inside. Well, technically I do have room inside of here because we got rid of the power supply. I miss Mini-Me being that age. There's a way to fix that, Andrew. Yeah, I don't understand. Let's go to the Let's go to the JourneyMaker. Let's see. Positron JourneyMaker. See if there's an STL. JourneyMaker, microprobe, STR, spool holder, main parts. I don't know. I am at a loss. Let me go into the Maurice. 12 months, 1 year. Thank you for 12 months, man. Here's Maurice. Thank you for the support. Doesn't it go on the screen? That's for the LDO positron. There's no screen on this one. Yeah, there's no screen. It's headless. This one's supposed to be super compact, which is why they don't have the screen, and it's intended to have the internal power supply. So I kind of foobarred it by not sticking with the way that they wanted it to be built. I'm trying to find the JourneyMaker. There it is. I'm trying to see. 1 year, both 2. Wow. All right, let's see. You get a Hadouken. Thank you for 1 year, Cully. That's a new development that we did for the LDO kit. Yeah. Yep. Let's see. I mount. I'm in the JourneyMaker Discord. There we go. Having fun in CAD tonight, making a snap-in bracket on the Pi on top of the SKR. Okay, so there's definitely a mount. One thing I haven't been able to see is how the Pi mounts on top of the Pico. This was January. You can mount the Pi on top of the Pico. I did not do that in mine. It's just loose on top. There wasn't any room to have a mounting location for it. It's just loose on top. You see, you can. You mean there's an official way to do it? Oh, interesting. So there's just some screw holes. Alan, thank you for 14 months. Cheers. Let's do, Alan, what are we getting? Yeah, I'll do air horn. Thank you, Alan. Check Discord live stream chat. Work keeps messing me up. Not 2 standoffs in the parts list. Maybe it is just 2 printed standoffs. Maybe that's all it is. It's just 2 standoffs. The screws that go into it. Check live stream. Boop. Boop. So it's printed standoffs. Is that what we're getting at? Or is it just sitting on top of it? No, it has to be standoffs. Okay, let me grab a Pi Zero. Let's see. First, let me grab the way he shouted, Alan. Isn't that the what animal is that? Alan. It's the it's not is it a beaver? Is it a honey badger? I can't remember what the heck it was. Okay, where are my Pis? I know I've got some Pi Zeros somewhere. You are not Pi Zeros. You are also not Pi Zeros. You are extruder parts. There we go. Looks like Raspberry Pis. All right, we got my Pi stash. Also, yeah, let me open up the giveaway. It's 1 o'clock. So let's see. Let me go back to me to make sure I don't screw up when I tab over. Send. Bam. Meerkat. It's a meerkat. Okay. Alan. Okay, giveaway link is pinned in chat. It'll be open for half an hour, and then we'll do the drawing. So let me make sure I've got like a good Pi. Is this a Raspberry Pi 02? That's what we want, right? 02? Yeah, it's got to be the 02. You wish it was a stash of pies. I have enough with one slice though. I wish I had a slice. Okay, so according to what Nuno just showed, it looks like it is going to sit. Oops, I think I already opened this image, didn't I? Okay, so it looks like it sits above the heatsink. So yeah, it's only a spacer. You need to go, you have a great week. Thanks for the stream. Hey, thanks for hanging out, GPs. I have a friend at my makerspace who just got one of these kits as well. I'm obsessed with these things. This one, so this is the self-source version. We do have the LDO kit version as well, which we will be building after I think the MMU3. So probably another couple of weeks or a few weeks until we are able to. I gotta print out parts for it, and for the MMU3, I gotta do some printing. Yeah, I don't know. So if it's just spacers, I bet you that's what these little guys are. I think, oops, shoot. Let's see. I found two little spacers that I'd printed out. Something tells me that maybe, nope, that's still too short. So I must have not printed out the right spacer, unless it's this, but this looks like too big of a spacer. I don't see the spacer for this. These are the spacers I've got. I've got two shorties, one bigger one, and then one really long one. This one would probably, yeah, this one would definitely work. Orientation, GPIO's outward. It's actually unnecessarily tall. Well, let's check out. I think I'm just gonna plug in the Mark IV and fire off. I've got some PETG loaded in it, which will be fine for these little spacers here. Channel your inner Ivan. Yeah, spacers. It looks like if I go back to here, where was it? JourneyMaker. Prints and spacers. I would mount the Pi after you complete the wiring. The Pi makes it hard to insert. I'm tempted to print this out. Let's see, it needs 2 or 4 M2 by 6. Do I have M2 screws? M2 is real. I do. M2 6 and M2 4. M2 3s I don't have, but I can cut these screws. Let's try printing this out. Wait, the standoffs are in the box? Shut up. I don't think so. My Pico didn't come with standoffs. I've got Pico, USB cable, UART cable, Ducky. We've got a bunch of little jumpers, 4 screws. That's it. We can use just spacers. What size? Anyone know what size we need? I'm assuming, let's see, bottom of this has nothing that sticks out, so we can go completely flush. So if we do, let's see. Calipers are here. Time for me to go. See you next week. I am back home. Nice. Hey, enjoy the rest of your vacation, man. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the gifted members too, man. I appreciate it. So 7 millimeters will clear it, the highest point. So 7 millimeters tall. All right, let's just do this. 7 millimeters tall. Where are we going? JourneyMaker, spacer, M3x5. Okay, so we're gonna take this and we're just going to extend. Okay, 7 mil should be perfect. Why did we not copy and paste? There we go. Yeah, that should be all that we need. I'm debating on just printing out one that's 1 millimeter longer just in case. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do one that's 8 mil. Perfect. Okay, let me grab this. We'll start actually doing the firmware stuff while this is printing. There's no need to wait for this, but export USB spacers. Cool. I believe there's a file in Thingiverse for this. Oh, okay. Well, this'll work fine. But yeah, I definitely didn't include it in this case. Not now. Print. Cool. All right, we got spacers printing. So we're going to be connecting this via UART. Hey, Palm. I usually use M2 for clearance on the Pi's pins. There's no pins though. At least in this case, I don't have any header pins on there. Otherwise, I would have used it. Would have needed to have been longer. It would have needed to have been longer. Also, I just realized M3 works though, right? Or I can just, I'm pretty sure I've used M3 screws before with this. I guess the spacers being 3 millimeter inner diameter doesn't matter. I'm curious to see. I think it's going to have us use M3. Need to drill the Pi. Yeah, maybe I'll just do that. M3 is best, but you can cut M3 threads. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Let's just get this going. Okay, so this goes here. Oh, I'm a goof. We don't have GPIO pins. God. How am I going to attach this to here? I'm not. Fantastic. Dude, it's been one thing after another. I've got a Pi Zero W with GPIO pins on it. I've got, what is this? Yeah, that means that it's not going to work if we have to have pin headers. That's interesting. I just looked at this photo again. So they took a JST and just soldered that on. I can do that, and then they use this in reverse direction, which I can also do. Maybe that's what I'll do. I kind of like that. That way because I don't even know that I don't think I've got a GPIO setup for this. I think that's what I'm probably going to end up doing. Ron says nope. You know what? This might be Is this it? Okay. So I do have it. All right, well, I guess we're gonna have to solder. I found it in the box with the Pi stuff, a set of headers. So I think what I will do is see if I can create something I can kind of lean this on. Nope, I don't like that. Maybe we'll just go like that. All right, let's get some flux. The JST header is probably shorter than using the DuPont connector. You mean on the side? We'll just use GPIOs. These spacers that I'm printing out right now probably aren't going to work though, because this just added a few millimeters to it. So I'll probably end up reprinting them, but whatever. All right. Hey, Phil. All right. Solder. Check. Once I think I'll probably do one pin on each side, and then I think I'll grab the, I will grab the Omni Fixos. Otherwise, this thing's going to be just sliding around on me. Hey, Mr. Melted. Happy Wednesday. Okay. Dude, this tip is dirty. Man, I've been using this. I think I almost need like a wet sponge to clean it, but I've been using this quite a bit for heat inserts, and I got a little bit of ABS on it the other day. I'm wondering if I have... I think that when I got the TS100, it came with a spare one of these inserts. I might look in a second. Hey Tuxedo, what power supply are you using for your Pine Sol? I've had a hard time finding one I like. This is, I'll show you in a second, but it's actually my MacBook charger. My MacBook is pretty much ran entirely, it's kind of awful. It's just not tinning that I want. My MacBook is pretty much ran entirely in clamshell mode. It's hideous. One second here. So I don't use the power supply ever. God, that was an ugly start. I want to clean this up. I think I'm going to swap out the... Let's see if I can find any iron tip. This thing is filthy. Okay, let me show this. But yeah, I'm using this. This is just a Mac, like Mac charger. It's, what is output on this thing? 140 watts, and then it's got a 240 watt USB-C cable, and so it heats up in like ridiculously fast. It's crazy quick. Yeah, let me see if I can find the replacement though, because I've used this thing for pretty heavily for the last year. Is it in here perhaps? Oh, is this it? Yay! Brand new iron tip. This is exciting. Yeah, it served me well, but it probably is time to swap this guy out. Do I have some? Don't burn myself. Hey, irons. Yeah, pull that out. Put that over here. Yeah, that's a lot prettier. Let's comparison. This is what we were rocking. You can't actually see that very well compared to this guy. So maybe I'll keep this one specifically for when I'm doing just small inserts, but let's power this up. I use my Rogue Ally charger when I'm on the go. I've heard that the official one... Wait, why is this not... Did my Pine Sol just die on me? What just happened? What the heck? Oh, there we go. That was weird. Yeah, I've heard the official one works pretty well. This cable is braided. I've heard silicone cables are much nicer to use with this, which makes sense because it shouldn't have as much drag. Like this has a fair bit of drag, which is not doing me any favors. There we go. Now the iron is tinning correctly. So we can get out. There we go. Get off. Okay. Well, it's got a pointy tip now. Let's remove that excess. Okay. So we got one ugly joint. Let's see if we can get the rest to look at least decent. All right, I'm gonna grab my little helping hands to hold this, and then I'll just try to go through and quickly solder the rest. You can fix the tip. There are good videos out there on how to fix a soldering iron. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll take a look then. I know that I love this little brass mesh for cleaning. What am I looking for? That's right. I love this brass mesh stuff for cleaning, but I originally when I started soldering was using like a sponge with some water, and I feel like the sponge with water kind of helps do a bit of a deeper clean than this stuff that I'm using. But I do find this stuff to be a lot more convenient than the brush with water. Yeah, OmniFixes are fantastic. If they did not sponsor me, we bought them I think on stream, and they are pricey, but man, they're the bomb. They're really, really good. Man, this is not soldering very clean. Why? I'm gonna blame it on because I'm soldering on stream, but yeah, this is ugly. Ah, great. I swear I can usually solder somewhat decently. Hideous. It's weird. This is the first time I've ever been able to hear. This is the first time I've ever been able to hear the OmniFixo. Like it's making a sound, almost sounds like water. It's not great. I mean, not the OmniFixo, the Pinesol is making a sound. Yeah, I think that I probably needed to apply more flux too. Usually flux seems to be the... I'm gonna play this so you guys can hear it. Audio. Did you not properly insert the tip? It's inserted all the way. It sounds like it's coming from... Watch. Great. Of course, now it's not making the sound now that I'm trying to show it. I don't hear it now. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's Tuxedo's right though. I am using too much solder on these. It's just not flowing well. It should be hot enough. I don't really know. Well, I got a couple that went in a little bit better. Yeah, it's still not flowing very well. Yeah, flux, I think that I need heavier flux. I like dabbed it on. I probably should have done it before I put the pins through the headers. Preheating the pad with the tip too, yeah. Usually I tin the tip just a hair. Then I place that. Okay, that one's good. 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 All right, we're getting better. We're getting better. There's a lot happening on screen, and as soon as I'm done with these last two in this first row, I will look up. Oh, come on. Why is it always the last? The last two are being... Clean the tip, put a little bit more on. There we go. Okay, one row's done. PF. Whew, thank you very much for the 5 gifted memberships, man. Booty got one, Jeff got one, Rob, Stewart got one, Clownhammer, and Red Sky Recon. Thank you very much. Practice makes perfect. Yeah, I used to have to do a lot more complicated soldering when I was doing video game mod stuff, but like I don't solder all that much anymore. A lot of it is fairly simple when I do. It's like connecting some wires or whatever. So I feel like every time it takes me a little bit to sort of get the feel back for it. But yeah, I definitely, this first one has too much solder. I'd love for it to just stick on the iron and come off of the pin, buddy. The rest of them are passable. They're going to be fine for this. Let's not connect our joints. Okay. Yeah, the rest are passable. They're not great. Certainly not winning any prizes. But let's do the back side now, or the other side. Zoom in a little bit. If your solder joint is convex, it's very likely to be a cold solder joint. Yeah, I would say that these two, the first ones that I did, are the worst ones. That it probably doesn't help that I have got the overhead fan on too right here, but it's our ground. It's definitely not going swimmingly. There we go. Come on, dude. Like half the pad doesn't wanna. Oh, that was a horrible one. There we go. I don't understand what's going on today. Okay, that worked in the end. I don't know. More flux maybe? It's better to use a flat tip and hold the iron 45 degrees. This is a really fine tip. I don't know, like it's a super fine tip. I feel like mostly that's what I've used and it's worked out okay. But I'm sure having more surface contact with a slightly flat point on the end would help transfer heat a bit better. Let's see. How long do you think you're going to stream today? Jack and I are going to the grocery store. We can wait if you'd like to join. Probably for a while, hun. Probably for a while, hun.
That bit of flex I just added is definitely helping, though. We're starting to make some... good progress. That was an ugly one. I got too confident. That one's fine. That one's fine. That one's good. That one's good. That one's hideous. All right, I'm happy with most of them. There's like 3 that I hate. When you shove a lot of solder in your tip, that cools and robs heat away from the joint. More heat, less solder. On Pine Sol, is your Pine Sol still set to 4 insert? No, it's set to 400. I got it set to 400 Celsius. Yeah, it's set to 400 C. So heat-wise, we should be good. I don't think heat's the issue at this point. I mean, it might be external heat. I've got, like I mentioned, there's the ACs on right above me. I'm sure that's not doing me any favors. Yeah, it's just not... There's a couple pads, like, where it's just not flowing well. I don't love the way this looks at all, but I'm thinking that for this, we're just going to probably call it good enough. Yeah, I think that'll suffice. It's ugly. It's not pretty. 400C feels way too hot. I'm rolling at 350 and getting success on Pi Picos. Yeah, 400C is actually not... Like, it's because I use this as a combination of heat inserts as well as soldering. So I don't think normally 400 is what I run it at. Usually I want to say it's anywhere between like 320 and 350 range. I put solder on the tip and touch the pin, makes the other solder flow more easily. Yeah, should look like a cone. A lot of them do look like cones, but just not all of them. Like, watch, I'll show you. I'll show you my hideous soldering work. So some of them, if I hold it at an angle, are cone shaped. But then you have some like the end's horrible. 3 from the right. It's 3 from the right's horrible. That one's pretty bad. That one at the end's pretty bad. I mean, they're all gonna pass, but they're just not. They don't look good. So. Yeah, they are shiny looking. They are shiny looking. But yeah, they're just not pretty, but they're shiny. They'll work. Okay. Let's try this again now. So we are going to hook up this guy here. There's no music playing. There we go. Okay, and then this, I don't actually know what headers. That's kind of weird. This seems weird. Why are they using the DuPonts in the JST port and the JST where I would think DuPonts belong? You're pushing too much solder and keeping heat on too long. Should not need should not be a ball at the end. A ball at the end of the iron or a ball at the end of the pin? Holy crap, there's, oh wait, this is I was like, there's been a lot of posts. This is not live stream channel. GPIO is notorious for being difficult to solder. Well, I appreciate it. I've done quite a bit of soldering over the years, and I'm not winning any awards, but like it's largely been fine. This was pretty atrocious. Okay, so cool. So it's on the outside with red through green. Okay, thank you. So yeah, looks like this is how it's going. So we're on the outermost pins on the farthest to the left, and then we've got red on the outside going in. So tinned tip, no blob. The hot tip should make good contact with the pad and the pin. Solder should flow freely from there, both hot enough. When they're both hot enough, yeah. I know that like flux has been one of the things in the past where if I don't have enough flux, like it can be really difficult to get solder to flow. When I used to do a bunch of video game mod chips, and it was a big struggle because I had nobody showed me how to solder. I just learned from failing, and that's when I saw tons of cold solder joints where instead of the blobs being nice and round and shiny, they were like deformed and very like matte in color. Okay, so we have got our Pi hooked up. So we need to flash an image to a micro SD card. That is our next step. I've got two 8 gig micro SD cards. I'm sure one of these is not gonna work well. Heat makes solder flow, not flux. Flux only protects from oxidation. I'm still using Radio Shack. This is Radio Shack stuff as well. This is where is it at? Radio Shack. I bought this in person a long time ago. The flux is not Radio Shack though. This is newer flux I got in, I mean newer, I got in a couple years ago. Flux cleans and protects from oxidation, but oxidation prevents flow. Oxidation makes it really difficult. All right, let's take a vote. Which micro SD card should we try to use? We've got no name 8 gig, and then we've got a blue one. You know what? No, let's not do that. I'm pretty sure one of these Pis has. Surely one of these Pis has a micro SD card slot in here. Okay. No. No. Maybe not. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I feel more confident using an SD card that's in one of these Pis that I used for a past project. Okay. Let's do this. Desktop. But heat is the key, and heat transfer takes time. No name rules. What's a good resource, Tuxedo, that you'd recommend taking a look at for solder stuff? I mean, I'm always interested in bettering the way I do things, so if you've got a recommendation, I'm all ears. All right, JourneyMaker. Also, giveaway's been open for 40 minutes. I just realized nobody said anything, so we'll do another 5 minutes just because I've been forgetting to mention it. But if you haven't signed up, we've got a filament giveaway that we're going to be closing in 5 minutes for a spool of Polymaker filament, and that is global. Okay, so we are doing Pi Imager. version of the image. Sure, let's download the latest. I find good solder is key for me. My tip, pre-clean the PCB with IPA. Okay, yeah, it's not a bad idea. Did I download it? I did not download it, what the heck? Invest in some WD purple cards? You're cheap. Oh, WD, gotcha. Western Digital microSD cards. I wonder if that tip was best for the job, but let's not dwell. Yeah, it's the only tip that I've got. Actually, no, I bought a larger one, but I think it would have been too large. The GPIO pins are pretty small together. I'll get back to you. Okay, sounds great. Louis Rosman videos are masterclass in soldering and rework. Chep is a really good resource for soldering tips. Does he have videos on soldering though? I know Chep's got tons of experience in like small electronics. Choose device. Huh, this is different. Pi02W. Okay. Isn't there normally a gear? Isn't there normally a gear for setting up the wireless? I haven't used this. There's usually a gear. You want Jersey Mike's for lunch? That sounds lovely. I would absolutely love Jersey Mike's for lunch, hon. Thanks for the reminder. I was moving the fish tank and didn't enter. Dude, what kind of fish tank do you have? I was just talking to Aaron about fish tanks yesterday. You get that later if you want to customize it. Oh, they changed it? Okay, so yeah, I guess they changed. Why are we not popping up micro SD card? Could be that I have a crummy adapter. Gotcha. It looks like there's a next option now. Well, before I think it was different. Oh, come on. I'm gonna try plugging it in the back of the. Sometimes the front USB ports on this case are kind of spotty. Not usually, but I feel like I've had my fair share of issues. There we go. Did that work? Yeah. Okay, choose storage. Bam. Next. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna change to my face because I'm pretty sure it shows my network. Yeah, it does. Hostname, username. Sure. Okay, so username is, we'll do modbot. Password. Cool. Configure wireless LAN. It looks like it already has it. Yep. Set local settings. We are not in Denver. We are in. Wait, does that actually matter? Wait, I don't think that matters. That's not what I care about. I care about the wireless LAN. I don't know why I never edit that. I do want to set the right country code. STU, United States. There we go. Okay, so I've got my login. I've got LAN configured. Save. Do you want to apply OS customization settings? I do. Oh, okay, cool. Now we can do this. Boom. Sweet. So we are officially writing. Well, that's happening. Let's take a look at this. Oh, this is done. Hopefully we have a... Sweet, there's our finished part. Prepping my SD card to convert my Ender 3 V2 to Clipper. Nice. That's awesome. 55-gallon freshwater. Oh, beautiful. Mostly shrimp. Nice. Some autos, rasboras, Cory cats, and a massive pleco. That's awesome. That makes me happy. Yes, drawing time. It is drawing time. Beats me when people get so cagey about this. Your Wi-Fi password shouldn't be anything you share with other logins, and the SSID you broadcast your neighbors anyway. Yeah, I've shown it in videos before. I just try not to. If it got out, it wouldn't be the end of the world. I would be fine. Okie dokie. So yeah, giveaway. If you are filling out the form, you've got 60 seconds. I'm going to remove and unpin it. Also, while I'm doing this, if you haven't hit the like button, smack the like button. It is a very easy way to support the channel. And it's appreciated. So 1 minute and then I'll do this. Let's get to 70 likes, I believe. I'm gonna really quick run downstairs and grab that motor part. And when I come back, we'll do the drawing. Okay, let's do this. So there's 74 responses. Boom. All right. We got 74 likes. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Here we go. Let's do this. So I did want to mention again, if anyone didn't hear it earlier, that if you're in the US, Polymaker is having a 30% off site-wide. I posted the, one second, I'm posted again. It's under here. I think I had my little copy paste. Yeah, so in chat, it is an affiliate link. So if you buy through the link, it does support it. But if you use the code RestockDay2024, you'll get 30% off. Someone said there's 40 on some things, but where are we at? There we are. Well, yeah, if you're looking to get filament, then that is a really good time to do it right now. I think it ends tomorrow. I think tomorrow is the last day they're doing the sale. So as always, thank you to Polymaker for letting us do our weekly giveaways. It's global. If you're in the US or Canada, you'll get a gift card that you can use for any spool. If it's over the gift card price, then you can use it as a discount off of that spool. And anywhere else in the world, you'll get to choose between a bunch of PLA, ABS, PTGs, and ASAs. So, okay, I think that's it. You'll get an email from me, hopefully within 24 hours, and let's do this. How many times are we shuffling today? What is our magic number? All right, Marie says 42. We're going with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Okay. Good luck, everybody. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Hey, that's a familiar name, Jose. You are our winner. Congratulations. Good cheer. Congratulations, Jose. So I don't think we usually talk on Discord. So I'll shoot you an email in the next 24 hours, and then you get to pick a spool. So congratulations. Thank you, everybody, for entering, and we'll do the same thing next week, same time, same place. Maybe not same time. We had some delays today, so while this is flashing, which it's still doing right now, let's go ahead and get our motor mount swapped out. So for anyone that wasn't here earlier, the Z motor mount snapped, and that was because I am not using the internal PSU. So because of that, part of the motor, or I'm sorry, part of the mount was like free floating, and it made it where it was really easy to snap off. So let's see, which are the mounts for this actually? Okay, so it's gonna be these two. So we quickly redesigned the post, or just modified the post. So now that they're a bit longer, and they go all the way down from printed part to bottom plate here. So we should be good. Just need to get it swapped really quickly. I think I took out one of the wrong pieces. I did. That's okay. So this must be, yeah, this is the one that I broke. Come on. There we go. Oh no, this is the one that I broke. You can see the, there's a little printed part floating around. I might need some pliers. Yeah, these are really, really thin screws. The wafer head on the bottom, so okie dokie. So we need to install some heat inserts. And I don't think I have spares, so we have to use what we've got. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna swap back to our ugly iron tip. Let's take off this, swap to this. And then we'll heat this up. And I'm definitely going to use the little pliers for removing these ones. Let's see. Nope. Okay. Come on, buddy. It's a little bit difficult because I'm like squeezing from the outside, so it's not. This is a really not ideal situation. I'm gonna let it sit for quite a while. Yeah, it sucks. These parts are so thin. Okay, let's remove the two that will be easier. I'm hoping that I maybe have, there we go. That was a lot easier to get out. Okay. Let me just check if I do happen to have like two left over. I don't think I do. I'm pretty, oh wait, could these be them? They're pretty small. They're not the same outer diameter as as the Voron uses, and so I don't remember. Okay, these look right. These will work. Okay. Oops, what did I unplug that for? Okay. Oh, that works. Okay, these ones are super skinny columns, so I have to be, I'm using the new heat inserts, so they don't have any material built up on them, but these ones are gonna be tricky. Also, our micro SD card just finished flashing as well, so. I've gotta be careful, it's gonna deform a little bit. It's okay. Yeah, I don't think I care. I'm not going in further than that. That's I don't want to risk it. These columns are just real narrow. I don't want to have to reprint this a third time. I think that's going to be good enough. Yeah. Yeah, they're ugly. I'll show it. You can see how deformed the stack got, but they're mostly just supporting the other two bigger towers, so it shouldn't be a big deal, and we'll still be in a much better position than we were with the one that snapped. So, okay. So orientation-wise, this needs to go like this. Okay. Take off these little bunny ears. Why are we not? Okay, great. This looks like it's a slightly different part. I gotta file this. So I can't align the motor. That's frustrating. All right, I'll show it. I'll show it. I'm probably just gonna try to file this versus reprinting it. But apparently the CAD is not the same as oh yeah, those are quite different. So this piece right here, the motor cuts into where this like curved or flanged piece is. Well, this is the piece that I had before from the GitHub repository. If you notice, it's got a hard cutoff right there. So on this one, which is the one that I got from the CAD, it's not gonna work. I have to file back that whole area. So, which I will do, but we will take a pause and get our micro SD card out. Jose, I was having dinner. Thanks. Yeah, congratulations. I was like, where's Jose? He's usually here. It says he says bye. Yeah, congratulations, man. I'll send you an email. Hopefully this evening. The last couple of weeks, I've been a little bit late, but you will get an email from me, and then yeah, you'll fill it out and you'll get your spool. So congratulations. Phil says, the Jack watch Bluey. I'm in the middle of printing a bunch of grumpy granny glasses for birthday favors for my daughter's friends. Yeah, so I think that we enjoy Bluey more than Jack maybe does. But he definitely does. He definitely does watch it. He's a big Mickey Mouse. Like Mickey Mouse is for sure his favorite, but he'll watch Bluey. Aaron and me like Bluey a lot. It's a lot of funny, really funny stuff, and the kids are freaking adorable. All right, micro SD card coming out. So let's take care of the firmware stuff. Let's take a pause from this, from the physical. Okay. I guess we can try to power the Pico using our power supply. These wires are tinned. I don't love that, so I will end up quickly cutting and stripping new wires. I can't think of the granny glasses. What are the granny glasses? Bandit is the data. Yeah, it's a really good show. I'm a big fan. Okay, so we're cutting off those. Maybe I'll end up putting ferrules on them, but for right now I just want to strip these back. Let's see, it should be plenty. That was probably way too much. That's okay. All right, and where is our power in? Power. Plus and minus. And it looks like it's a teeny tiny flathead, which I've got right here. When the kids dress up as old grannies, look for the episode called The Granny Mobile. Okay, I'll try to put it on. I'm watching, Aaron's got work tonight, so I'll be on jack duty for some hours, so I'll try to find it and put it on. Waiting for my underwire kit to arrive. Is there any nuts and bolts it's worth to grab a spare of, a nut and bolt kit worth picking up? Ooh, that's a great question. I don't remember on the underwire whether we were short on anything. I always think it's not a bad idea, and Voron kits typically use like the same size parts. Oh God, I wish, it's been months, man. I really don't remember. But yeah, it's not a bad idea regardless, just to get like maybe M3s or something like that, just get a set of random M3s. It's one of those things where I'm never sad that I ordered the kit, but I am bummed out when I am working on something. I'm like, oh, I don't have any, like, how do I not have any spares of this? But yeah, I really don't remember if we were shy on that kit or not. Okay, so we're just gonna plug in our DC power supply that we ordered and hope that I wired this correctly and that we've got power and that the Pi power is on. So let's do this. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, I sure don't see. Something tells me okay, so power supply itself is green. This I couldn't have wired wrong. This I just checked, and it says positive and negative, so that seems fine. And I don't see any lights on the Pi 2W. Is there no lights? Is there, or did I screw something up? Maybe I needed to install a jumper that I didn't install on the Pi or something. Let's see. Oh, Okay, we've got UART. That is correct. Please refer to the V pin for more details. Surely there's a status LED on one of these things. Sensorless homing, I probably need to install those. RGB, PL touch. Cabling is right. Is there not? Is there just not any status LEDs on either of these boards? Because they didn't want to... All right, let's just see if it shows up on the network then. Sorry, my brother texted me. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was checking the Wi-Fi network, sorry. Totally brain farted there for a sec. There should be lights. There should be lights. Yeah, I see an LED that should be on. Power is wired correctly. There should be lights on both if you have a voltmeter, multimeter. Okay. Fantastic. God. I feel like I don't understand. The last couple weeks, I feel like we've been on a streak here, and not a good streak. All right, voltage, DC. Okay. We are not getting power. I mean, we're getting, it says 6 volts. Okay. Do I have a defective power supply? Power supply has got light. Could it be my barrel jack connector? Let's grab another one. We've got multiple barrel jack connectors. Is there a switch on the cable? No. No, no switch. No switch. You're saying check the cable itself? So positive is inside barrel, negative's outside? Okay. 24 volts. 24 volts. So power supply appears to be working. Plugging in a different barrel jack connector. I don't understand what's going on once I'm doing this. It's like going haywire. Is it inverted? Yeah, I don't know. So I'm curious. Maybe somebody here that knows. Somebody knows more than me. But on this, we've got, you can see, right? Yeah, you can see. So we've got shoving inside, whoop, outside, and we've got 24.45 showing up. So that appears correct. However, once I throw one of these barrel connectors on here, boop, and I go does it show? Wait, you're saying when I do the cable, does it show? I think it should. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, this shows just 24 volts. There's no negative. So just 24 volts. And then I plug in this barrel connector and I just using my fingers to pinch the multimeter on. It goes negative, I mean, it's like bouncing all over the place. Negative 60, negative 67, negative 70. You can't see the meter reading? Sorry, I thought you could from that angle. I don't know how to position this in a way. Can I lean it? Nope, there's no bracket on here. Wait, is there? There is. There we go. So this seems like, I don't think it's an issue with the Pico. It seems like it's the connector. Okay, so here's what we got, right? Okay, trying this again. So this is barrel, right? This is the connector, power supply, right? Hooked up, this is connected. 24.46 is what it's showing. Let me give you guys a light here. Okay, I guess light doesn't work apparently. Light function's broken, but yeah. So we got 24.46. So that seems fine, right? Then now I'm popping on the barrel jack connector, which shouldn't change anything. And I'm going red. This is just me holding them like with my fingers, right? It's red on red, black on black. And it's going haywire. It could be that the connector center pin is too small. Okay, let me try now. Now I'm switching over red. So this is red to black wire and black to red wire. Bear with me. This is with colors swapped. Looks like the pre-made connector is a problem. Center pin may be too small for making contact. Awesome. Yeah, let's take a look at what I got. Always something. All right, let me quickly pull it up just because Amazon will have my address. I'm almost positive. We've apparently ordered a lot of stuff. Here we go. No, those are bits. What am I saying? Man, it's because we did Milo. Here we go. All right, so here's this, and here's this. Here we go. So these are what I ordered. 5-piece 5.5 by 2.1 millimeter. So it's saying this right there, I see the pin value. So this is saying pin is 2 millimeter. Is that 2 millimeter inner and 2.5 millimeter outer diameter? The fluctuating reading is indicating of just one connection is getting through. Gotcha. Okay, that's good to know. And then the connector I ordered is this. So this is the only thing I see that shows, which is just 5.5 by 2.5 mil, which matches. I mean, that does match what I'm seeing here. Roll up a piece of bubble gum wrapper and stuff it in the connector. There's 5.5 by 2.1 and 5.5 by 2.5. Wait, where? Oh, 5.5 by 2.1. 5.5 by 2.5. I should have ordered this on stream because it wouldn't have happened. Perfect. Okay, so we need a 5.5. Is appropriate for powering various devices. Wait, what? This is power adapter. The title, okay, so 2.5 is what we need. 5.5 by 2.5 millimeter barrel connector. So something like this would work. Probably gonna order this then. You might be able to get it to work for now by bending the center pin. That's so janky. I think what I would rather do what would I rather do? I think what I would rather do is so there's not much we can do. I'm just trying to think, like, I got a file a Z motor. Yeah, Archangle's bad time. We'll get you working till next week. I think what I would rather do is just use this. I'll just connect. I've got a desktop power supply. I'll set it to 24 volts. I'll clamp some 24 volt wires to it. That'll power us up so we can at least do the firmware stuff. And then I'll take care of, I'll order these. Let me order these right now, actually. Let's go here. Let's see, buy now, 2.5, 2 minutes. It'll be your next it won't be here till Tuesday. The 2.1 millimeter ones will be here quicker. Oh wait, this is a different, hold on a second here. Sick. It'll be here Friday. Nice. I realized it was on my dad's address. Or my parents' address. Yeah, let me order these so that way they're here. This would be the point for me where I would be on a scavenger hunt for a connector that fit and cut it off something perfectly working. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I'm bummed about this because something tells me that the diameter might not be the same of this new connector, so I might have to remodel the freaking part. But it is what it is. We will persevere. Okay, so ordered, great. Power supply, unplug. Note to self, there's 2.1 and 2.5. I haven't used barrel jack connectors. Like, I mean, if it came on something, sure, but I've never had to order stuff for it. So what might seem something that's obvious is not obvious for me because I just haven't had to deal with it or use it. So I'm very thankful that so many other people are familiar. Yeah, we're just gonna use this desktop power supply to set this up. I'm just gonna, so barrel jack, yeah, these barrel jack connectors won't work. So let me just cut off a piece of wire. Wagos, yeah, I guess Wagos would work. All right, let's try this again. Unscrew you. Interesting. So seeing the multimeter feedback. Sadly, this issue destroys lots of telescopes because newbies order wrong and kill the oh, shoot, yeah. I mean, honestly, like, I could see it being an easy mistake to make. I was so focused on 5.5 millimeters. That was the primary value I was looking at. I didn't even realize that I clearly didn't realize that there was another value I should have been paying attention to. All right. Let's connect our other ends. This is not at all, I mean, this is such a Mickey Mouse setup. Also, let me make sure I've got voltage set. Yeah, 24 volts, cool. Okay, so when I power this on, we should see some lights. If we don't see lights, then I'm just sad, really sad. Oh, there we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. We have lights on both the Pico and on the Pi. It's crazy what happens when you actually supply the voltage you think you're supplying to your hardware. So yeah, red light there and red light, green light. You can see it. That's flickering. So Nomads back just in time. So a lot of the pain we've experienced from this is self-inflicted. Like honestly, if I had used the internal power supply, then I wouldn't be using a barrel jack connector. If I wasn't using a barrel jack connector, then I wouldn't have ran into this issue because I wouldn't have had to order it. And if I was using the internal power supply, the stock Z motor mount that I printed off would have worked fine. So, you know, this is what my desk at work looked like for almost a decade. Desktop PSU is a semi-permanent solution. Yeah. I don't know why it's up here. I must have been hacking together something else. My brother just texted me that he is at my parent or drove out here to Idaho. I haven't seen my brother in like almost 2 years, so it's super exciting. He's gonna bring by pizza. One second here, sorry. Okay. Make sure he brings enough. Yes, of course. He's got 6 slices, so as long as we are very careful. Okay, I think this is it. Mainsail OS 227. 227. 192.168.105.227. Bam. There we go. Yay! We did it! Cool. So, should be able to open command prompt. Thank you everybody for helping troubleshoot. I do really appreciate it. Pizza time. Put with the stock PSU on this. I get it. Printing translucent filament on black PEO. Ooh. Oh no. Hopefully it's okay, Phil. Okay, so SSH, and then we said we did modbot at 192.168.105.227. Bam. Did I screw that up? One SSH space mod. Oh, there we go. Yes. Woohoo! Okay, we are in. So we can indeed continue. Where are we? So we did this, we did this, we did this, we did this, we did this. I did not, these things I need to do. I don't think I've done any of those things, but we're in. CD clipper. CD clipper. Make menu config. Okay, what are we doing here? Hackerman is in the main. Always having help. Yeah, thank you. There's been so many times where it's just been like, and then someone in chat is like, knows what the heck's going on, and I'm like, oh, thank God, there's an adult here. Is there an adult in chat? So we're doing Clipper firmware, RP. Wait, what? Okay, so we're switching from AT Mega to RP 2040, which we've done. And then we're doing communication from USB to serial. Okay, that's it. RP 2040, no bootloader, serial, and GPIO. Sweet, okay. Quit, yes. It's okay, pop. But the stock power design on this, yeah, I agree. I don't like it. I stand by it. I'm not a fan of how the stock power supply was. All right, running a make command. Boop. Okay, so now it wants us to download our printer.cfg file, hop back over to mainsail, connection failed, machine. We're gonna upload. Oh, it didn't let me download it. Okay, upload, rename. Nope, that's not what we want to do. Okay. Okay, so it's done that. Used UART mode setup. Wait, isn't that what I did? Yeah, I did UART. I did serial on UART GPIO, so that should be right. Pepper make. Okay, we've done that. Easier installer script for auto. Okay, we don't need that. Installing Wi-Fi hotspot. We don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Okay, so we just need to flash. We just need to flash the Pico now with Clipper. So I've created the bin file. Is this require? Can you do it over UART, or does it require? It doesn't tell you how to flash it? Now you are also an adult. Kaya is easier for this. Well, I'm already done. Like I created. I've got my bin file. At least I should. No, I don't. Okay, so how? Maybe it covers it. It can do the flash. Is there not? Flash, Big Tree Tech, Pico, over UART. Damn, this how old it is? It should be possible with CAN boot, USB instructions are on the Big Tree Tech. It can do it over. It can do it over UART, you're saying? If so, I'll install it. Build your own firmware. QES, run the command. And you can use the Windows computer under the same LAN as the Raspberry Pi to copy clipper.uft from Raspberry Pi to the computer. I don't know how to do that. Your call, often I do it over USB from Windows. You need to connect the Pico to your PC with the boot button pressed. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this, I haven't used a Pico, that's why this is all new to me. So let's see, can I do this? If I Control C, Control V, and then just change 192.168.105. It looks like this command will copy it locally. What was our 227? No, that didn't work. Okay. I know how to get it via, I can SSH into my Pi to get it. If I go to, I think I've already got FileZilla. So we can just do this. We can just go 192, oops, shit, come on. 2.168.105.227, username, modbot, password, port 22. That works. It should be under Clipper, then out, right? I think. Yeah. So the file we want is a UF2 file, it looks like. So it's not a, it's not what I'm used to, which is a bin file. So UF2. Okay. So let's turn off our Pi. Oh, from Windows CMD, not PuTTY session. Wait, that wasn't a PuTTY session, was it? No, that was under, I get what you're saying though. I just SSH'd in. Okay, well, since I've already got this done, let's just do this really quickly here. So let's unplug you, and then you're saying, just connect it to the computer. Do I have to use the pin? The thing I'm confused by is why isn't this, is this in here? Here we go. How do you get contact customer service? Connect USB-C to computer, then you will see a USB flash drive named RPI copy from the USB, the motherboard will automatically reboot, update the firmware. Okay, let's try that. That sounds wonderful. Let's see. What is it? Is it a micro? No, it's a USB-C. Do I have a USB-C cable on the ground? You're a micro, you're a micro. Let's try this one, see if it'll work. Oh, what is this? Nope, way too long. Okay, let's see. I don't know if this is a power only cable or not, but let's try plugging this in. Okay, so I plugged this in and it did nothing. And that is because, insert a jumper, there we go. Insert a jumper cap on the boot pins of the motherboard and click the reset button to enter the burn mode. And USB power, I'm assuming, is needed as well. No, you only need the jumper if you're not using 24 volts, which I'm not using 24 volts right now. So I would use it. I unplugged the PSU, I don't have the distance. Okay, so let's do this. Let's get our jumper pins. So I'm just going to install a USB power pin, so that way it does get power over USB, because I do need that right now. And then it looks like boot as well. Okay, 2 pins are on. Now I'm going to plug it in, and that worked. Okay. So now you're saying all I need to do is drag it into here. Insert jumper and click the reset button. Oh, wait, do I click the reset button or not yet? No, first insert it in here. It does say I need to press reset. Okay. Enter the burn mode. Am I in the burn mode? Or did I screw up something by pressing it now? Okay, clipper.uf2, so this is it. Dragging it over here. Okay, I'm thinking it just did it. Dragging the Pico, yeah, Pico rebooting, cool. So it's done. So you can't even tell that it was in there. Like it removes it, that's it. Okay, so now we can unplug it. I'm assuming we're safe to remove the jumpers. We're not using those jumpers anymore. So now let's power this back up. And I guess the next thing is to see if we can get our hardware ID for our, so let's boot this back up. Okay. That was painless. That was very simple. I haven't done it before, so it's all mysterious for me. I appreciate it, Phil. I get what you're saying though. If I still had it hooked up via the 24 volts, I would only want the boot pin. I would not want to have done the 24 because then it would have been providing 24 volts from two sources. So oh, so that's it. You don't have to get the serial ID because we're going over UART, so it worked. I mean, all of our values are crazy because we don't have, nothing's actually connected to it, but we did it. It's so nice to just remove the MCU. That's why I use Pico on most client rebuilds. Yeah, that's pretty simple. So yeah, we're good. Like we're in it. I think we're gonna call it. My brother's gonna be swinging this way, which I'm super excited about. But the things I'm gonna do before, let me fill in. So the things I'm gonna do before next week's stream is I'm going to file down. I'm gonna file down the. Where the heck is it? I don't actually see it right this second, which is weird. There it is. I'm gonna file down the Z motor. So that way I can actually, the Z motor mount, so I can actually get this part to fit back on, and I'm gonna bolt it in place because we just, we'd already done this, so I don't need to show this again. I just need to get the correct part on. I'm also, the new barrel jack connectors are coming in 48 hours from Amazon. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that the thread and the size of it is a similar form factor, so it'll just fit into this slot. If not, I will have to reprint this again with a slight modification to that. But my game plan is by next week, I've got Pico mounted, like this will be mounted in there, the Pico and the Pi, I think. And the Z motor will be in there, and we'll have our new barrel jack in. So we're basically just gonna be plugging things in and wrapping things up and hopefully printing. I don't see how we're not printing next week. Those will be my famous last words, but I don't see how we won't be printing next week. So that's gonna be the game plan. We made good progress today. We made really good progress today. We hit hurdles, but it's hard to be frustrated about the hurdles. Like, it's hard to be frustrated at anyone but myself for the hurdles, because if I had used that internal PSU, these wouldn't have happened. I'm still happy we didn't use the internal PSU because I just don't like the lack of safety of it. But the things that happened were a result of me deciding to deviate from that. So yeah, hopefully, stop talking to us nerds and go do family stuff. Have a good time with your brother. Thank you everybody for hanging out. I had a great time. It was a fun stream. Next week we'll continue, and yeah, the game plan will be to wrap up this build and get a first print, and then I don't know what we'll do the following week. We've got the LDO Positron, but I've got to get the MMU3 parts printed. And then there's also a bunch of like little odd job tasks and printer things that are sort of halfway in motion that would be fun to address. So we'll do something. We'll do something. So, but yeah, thank you everybody. Congratulations again, Jose, for winning the filament giveaway. I'll get you that email tonight, and I appreciate all of you for hanging out. Thank you for the chat, helping me through things, working through things together, the likes, the members, the gifted members, and the donations. It's always appreciated. It definitely helps. It helps buy things like random barrel jack connectors that I ordered wrong the first time. So it's all appreciated. So on that note, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and your weekend. I will have a video out this weekend. I don't know if it'll be Saturday or Sunday yet. It's going to be a review of the Elegoo Saturn IV Ultra, which is the first resin printer I've looked at in well over a year. So it's been an interesting experience. Not bad, but just interesting. It's been so long since I've touched resin, so it'll be, I've got feedback. I've got feedback. So, all right, everybody. On that note, I'll talk to y'all later. Cheers. Bye, everyone.